Yo, guys, what is going on, guys? And this is CJ Showdown here, and today we're going to talk about Minions 2. So let's get started. So, did anyone seen the first Minions film? A pointless spinoff that no one asked for to be made, starring Gru's Minions? Yeah, apparently Elimination Entertainment is apparently milking the Minions again, so they decided to make a sequel to a terrible spinoff that no one asked for. Woohoo! And it's gonna come out in, when is it gonna come out? When is it gonna come out? 2020, guys. Yeah, Minions 2. A sequel that no one asked for to be made. Seriously, who asked for this? Like, come on, let's be real. The Minions can't handle, they can't. The Minions can't handle a movie on their own. They can't. They can't take a movie on their own. They're unable to. They're better off as supporting characters. Why bother give them a movie? Yeah, the origins are good, but the first Minions film was just bland and it was just too dumb and it was so boring. Why do you need to give this movie a sequel? No, don't. We already have the Despicable Me films. We don't need any more cheap ass spin-off, or we don't need a sequel to that movie. Let's be real. Minions were just a pointless spin-off that no one asked for. The Minions can't handle a movie on their own. Some characters we never seen before in ages. Yeah, we've seen a little bit. The only good thing about the Minions movie was that Gru was in it. That's it. When Gru was in it, it was good. But the Minions, when they were by themselves, they were annoying and pointless. Seriously. I don't even, who's running this? Who thinks it's a good idea to give supporting characters their own film? Or a sequel to that movie? It's a bad idea, and it can actually it can actually ruin the Despicable Me timeline. It can actually ruin the Despicable Me timeline. I prefer them just make, Despicable Me 4 or something. No Minions 2, no one wants that. No one wants another sequel to that movie starring the Minions by themselves. No. Minions was one enough, and it was just awful. I can tell the second one will be even more worse. They can't. And for once, I agree with the critics. The Minions can't handle and can't take a movie on by themselves. They can't. They can't handle it. I've been sitting here watching Minions, how many times have I watched Minions? 3 times, 4 or 5 times. And the movie was still boring. And I actually forgot that this movie existed. I actually forgot it actually existed. Because nobody talks about this movie anymore. Nobody talks about it. And then when I found out they're making a sequel, I was beyond pissed. Because, first of all, we have the Despicable Me movies. Second of all, why do you need to make a sequel to a pointless, god-awful spin-off movie that no one wants? Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the Minions in particular. I really do like them, but when you give them a sequel or give them a movie, you can tell that they're really pathetic at attempting to get a movie by themselves. I really like the Minions, I really do, but I like them better as supporting characters, because you can see the Minions can't handle a movie without Gru, and without Gru, it wouldn't been Minions, Without Gru, then those films would have been awful. So the only saving grace is when they put Gru in that movie, but as a little kid. and that was the good part. But I just don't think Minions can, like, I just don't think they can get a sequel. I just don't think it's good for them to just give Minions a sequel. I just don't think they're cut out for a sequel. The first Minions film was just awful. It's awful. Yeah, I get their origin stories now. Like, when I first saw Despicable Me, I thought, oh, hey, like the first Despicable Me movie, like, I thought, oh, maybe Groot created those minions or something like that. Um, but now when I saw the movie like 5 times or six, I can't remember. I'm like, oh, okay, now they're basically created from water or something like that. All right then, all right. So please just, besides, even if they're going to go ahead with this, I'm not even going to go watch this in theaters. I'm not. I'm probably going to watch it online for free and not waste my money, because I was very disappointed with the first Minions film. The only things I did like about it, as like I said before, I liked Gru in that movie, in that part of the movie, like especially the ending with him in it, stopping like Charlotte Overkill and her crazy husband. And I also liked you know you know I also liked how the minions rode with those psycho family who just robs banks. It was pretty funny. But there were some good moments in Minions that I did like, but in particular, I just don't think they're cut out for a sequel. I just don't think they can. Like, it's just, I'm just getting sick and tired of it. Like, they're just better off as supporting characters. Let them live their life like that. We don't need a sequel. We don't. Minions were bad enough. Just let it go. We don't need a Minions cinematic universe. We don't. We don't need a sequel to this. Do you hear me, Illumination and Universal? We don't need a sequel to Minions. The only, the only, the only reason why this movie was made, like the first one and probably the second one too, so that they can get money. And the only person who wants this movie to be made, like the sequel, is 5-year-old Minions fans who just want sequels to a bunch of nonsense. Like I said before, I'm not hating the Minions, but I just don't think they're cut out for a movie. They just don't. They don't. Especially the first one. The first one was boring. Like, I went and rewatched the movie like a couple times, and I still think it's very boring. And it was just wasn't good. It wasn't that good like the first two Despicable Me films. Then you got Despicable Me 3 coming out, and it got me, it got my, like, it made me wash my mouth because I had bad taste in my mouth of watching the Minions film over and over again. So, I just don't think they're cut out for a sequel. I just don't think so. I just don't. Why? Elimination. Why? Just question why. Oh, I know. Ka-ching, ka-ching, money. So, you guys, they're not gonna watch this video, but, this is just all my personal opinion. Like I said before, I don't hate the Minions. I just like them better when they're with Gru, Lucy, and the girls, and Dr. Nefario, because they're better at supporting characters. They just can't take a film on their own. The first one was bad. It was just awful. And it's actually one of the worst Despicable Me movies I have ever watched. Well, it's not technically a Despicable Me film, but it still counts because it's in the same franchise as Despicable Me, so that still counts. So, yep. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me in the comment section, leave me your thoughts down below. And yeah, bye.